Morning viewers, thank you very much. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from the political command center, wherever I am in the continent of Africa. Thank you very much for watching Punchline Africa TV, the only television station online that talks about Africa. What ails Africa? What's going on in Africa? You want to know it? Talk to us. Talk to me and talk to Miriam. We are here to help you. If you don't know anything about Africa, come to Punchline Africa TV, the only TV that talks more about Africa. Today, our program is a special program which will be looking at the unfiltered Africa, the truth from Africa. And we shall be crossing over with Miriam to various countries, starting from Kenya. Good morning, Miriam, in the general headquarters of Punchline Africa TV in Nairobi. Good morning.
Very good morning to you, Dirk, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our viewers, depending on where they're tuned in and watching us.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for the good voice, and I've heard it is clear. Thank you very much, Daniel Wesonga. Good morning in the do I call it CBD or the Palatial Home near Karen? Good morning in the CBD of Nairobi.
Yes, a very good morning to you, Dr. Masanga David. Good morning to my colleague Miriam Ogutu at our headquarters. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to our viewers here in Africa, East Africa, and the rest of the globe.
Thank you very much, viewers. That is the panel this morning. I am the host, Dr. David Matanga, with my co-host, Miriam Ogutu. Good morning. So let's begin with the news headlines from Kenya. Newspaper headlines, and look at the topics. 300 Azimio delegates to crown Raila. I think you have seen that, and Miriam, take it from there. Back to you in the studio in Nairobi. Thank you. God bless.
All right, and we start with that headline that you just mentioned there on the front page of the Daily Nation. 300 Azimio delegates to crown Raila. The story is on page 4 and 5. Thousands of students pursuing bogus engineering degrees. It has been outlined there. And of course, the Ministry of Education is, working on modalities of scraping off some of these useless degrees. Now, celebrity couple breakups. Today is a Friday. And then we turn our attention to the Star newspaper. Uhuru to be patron as Raila's Azimio unveiled, a powerful organ consisting of all secretaries general in Azimio to run the coalition. The story is on page 4 and 5. And Uhuru Mount Kenya tycoons imposing a Manchurian candidate. You'll find that on page 5. Sakaja and Kangata lead in governor race. That is according to the TIFA poll. Mandera residents share food with animals as drought worsens. That is on page 23. And the Standard newspaper, the main headline, Azimio's long wait for Kalonzo, with Raila set to be unveiled as coalition's presidential candidate and Uhuru as chairman. The question is, will Wiper both join the campaign machine? The story is on the inside pages there on the Standard newspaper, and reservists needed to stop raiders. That is on page 31. Scrap metal dealers shun licensing. That is on page 36. And Russia's rich hide wealth in Dubai. A new rugby powerhouse rose to life. And then just beside that, Kagwe set to revise tough COVID-19 rules. Health Ministry hints at possibility of revising COVID-19 containment measures as infection rate drops and more Kenyans get vaccinated. That story is on page 4 on the Standard, and that is just a peek of what we have on the leading newspapers today in the country. Doc, back to you.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And I would like to welcome Javani Karanja. Javani Karanja from Nanyuki. Good morning. Javani Karanja, yes.
Good morning, Dr. David Matsanga and the rest of the team. It's always a pleasure being on Punchline Africa television. We learn a lot from you and from the comments that we get from our viewers. Asante.
Asante sana, thank you very much. Javani Karanja, Javani Karanja, you know very well, the situation is changing. As we speak now, an agreement is being done, sealed kabisa. Azimio is strong. And what is your view on Azimio from Nanyuki point of view where you are?
Yeah, Azimio is a force to reckon. And I can report that since President Uhuru Kenyatta held the Sagana 3 meetings, things have not been the same again here in the mountain. Because a lot of people who remained, who took a middle stand in matters national politics, when President Uhuru Kenyatta made it official that he will support the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, a number of people went with him. And that is why I support President Uhuru Kenyatta's sentiments when he said that he only have 1 vote, but he have a people who he will influence to support the Azimio. Therefore, this is a movement that is gaining momentum, and we are happy that finally Kalonzo Musyoka and the Oka team, they are willing to join the winning team. And this time round, what the Azimio team is up to is to ensure that we win by landslide, we win megally, so that we avoid the scenarios that we saw in 2017 and 2013, where the second run-up goes to court and Supreme Court to a point where the elections are nullified. And that is the second competitor. And I think that is what the Azimio team is working to ensure that Raila Amolo Odinga wins with above, with 60% and above. Therefore, we are happy, and the mountain is changing. And as time goes, when President Uhuru Kenyatta will hit ground running, things will not be the same again. The Yellow Party will be sent to where it belongs, because now Jubilee Party is taking over. Jubilee activation meetings are things that are very good. They're attracting a number of people. And we saw yesterday the Jubilee Party extending the time for submission of nomination papers because of the high number of people that are willing to fight with Jubilee Party. Therefore, things here in the mountain are good, and they are well in Azimio. Thank you.
So as you see, you look at the pictures across coming through. Azimio has got a team of Gideon Moi, Kraitu Murungi, Nyaribo, the governor, Mwangi Waira, Alfred Mutua, Wafula wa Munyenyi, Kibwana Kivuvi Kibwana, John Ranapong, Ukut Yatan, the man of Amson King, Kalonzo Musyoka Wiper, Liki Nyanju UPF Party, Charity Ngiru NAK Party, Peter Munya PNU, and lastly Kanu, Moi Gideon. And Nigima himself is in the middle. You can see for yourself. That's it. Surely, even if you say things change, unless the kingdom come ye, there is Martha Karua missing here. Because it was drawn when she had not made up her mind. But it looks like finally she has made up her mind. Miriam, back to you. Don't you think that some people would run away from Kenya Kwanza?
Well, politics in Kenya is indeed shaping up at this point. So, the changes that are coming up, so Kalonzo finally, he has made up his mind from what we are seeing. So hopefully that will help Azimio start serious campaigns with the rest of the partners on board. And I don't know if Kalonzo was forced to do this after even partners that they were together with in One Kenya Alliance that they still are together with, like KANU, came out and, expressed its disgruntlement just the other day with, Kalonzo Musyoka's inability to be decisive. We saw the Secretary General of KANU, Nick Salat, express that with no reservation a couple of days ago. And so maybe Kalonzo have seen that he will lose it. If he continues playing this hardball, it might not work out for his own interest. So I think it's a good thing that they're able to make this decision. And I think this is something that will keep the other side, will give it, sleepless nights, because they were hoping, because we've been seeing even in their public rallies they've been having, a couple of politicians from the Kenya Kwanza team, trying to lure Kalonzo Musyoka to join them and work with them. So I think this will be a big blow, because maybe a few of them are still expecting there was some window or some time that perhaps they could convince Kalonzo to join their team and the rest of the One Kenya Alliance, partners.
Thank you very much. Daniel Wesonga, let's take it. What have you seen? Is it a bigger earthquake than the earthquake that took place sometime on 23rd of January?
Dr. Masanga, maybe I'm of the same opinion as you that Kalonzo Musyoka had nowhere to run to, because even if he was to go to Kenya Kwanza, then he would be a backbencher, since Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula had made their way there before him. And yesterday, even Senator Enoch Wambua, who has been very, very critical of Kalonzo working with Azimio, was saying that they would not see even the prospects of Kalonzo going it alone all the way to the ballot, meaning that perhaps these are the same people who wanted him to go to UDA or Kenya Kwanza. But in Kenya Kwanza, he has no place there. He's going to be a backbencher. They are going to, first of all, sort the likes of Musalia and Wetangula before they have actually look at him. So his home was Azimio from the onset. But also we have to appreciate the kind of pressure the people have been, some quarters, including yourself, has been putting on him. And we saw the other day also Nick Salad, the Secretary General of KANU, actually getting infuriated because, they were wasting time. The same thing with Cyrus Jirongo, who said they were wasting time, in boardroom meetings, whereas the other team was busy campaigning. So I think these are timely matter, and it was actually more bound to go this way. And it will be a good thing if now Kalonzo Musyoka can agree to work with Azimio. Remember, Azimio is forming a juggernaut, kind of a grand coalition government, which everybody is welcomed on board through the coalition of the willing. And therefore, every position, everyone who comes to Azimio, should Azimio win, one thing I know, the BBI will bounce back. And with the bounce back of BBI, everyone will be able to be accommodated in this government. I submit.
Thank you very much. Back to Miriam. I see the one of the things that has took my stand is the way in Africa root things when you have got an accident. Can Stephen put up that thing that I've just sent you? Let's look at it, Miriam, first. The government spokesman comes up to say the following, that when an accident in Kenya happens, we loot from the victims of the road accidents. We loot food meant for our brothers and sisters in drought-stricken areas. We loot fuel tankers from overturned oil tankers. What type of society are we? That is very important this morning, Miriam. What type of society are we? What type of society? The values. This whole week we have been talking about the values. Miriam, tell me, a lorry has, the tanker is going to set fire, and any friction which can cause a spark, any friction like a metal, if you carry metal and it touches the stone and the spark comes, that fire will engulf you. What type of values, what morality, what ethics are we left with when we loot from the victims of road accidents? This woman who was looted here, who was assaulted here, who was beaten there, this week and last week, people came to loot even her car. They took her things, apart from molesting her sexually. What type of people are we, Miriam? Are we animals? Have we gone to the level? Why did we reject this thing called a handshake? It had 9 items. One of them was ethics, morality. Our people in Africa lack morals. Why do we blame the whites? Did we get an education from these whites? Take it from there for you, Miriam.
All right, and good questions there. And just to remind our viewers, the images that you're seeing are live from Kempinski, where the Azimio coalition leaders, I think, are meeting together with One Kenya Alliance coalition leaders, are meeting, with leaders of Azimio led by Raila Odinga. So those are live images from the Kempinski hotel, and once they start, the key players there start giving their address, then we shall move on direct to Kempinski and hear what they have to say and what really is going on there. So good questions there you've asked. Of course, that is quite an unfortunate incident that we witnessed through that lady who now we have learned is Zimbabwean.
Miriam, let's talk about it. Let's bring ideas. Why do we root from accidents? This is something which is very crucial. It struck to us as a community TV, Wesonga, Medium. We have to talk about a person is in pain. You are looking for his wallet. Surely, what can we do about the morals? We cannot just close and say this, that.
I was just coming there, Doc.
Oh, no, I didn't hear because I had switched off.
No, because I was just letting our viewers know that the images we are getting are live from Kempinski, so we're waiting for the key players there to start making their, and then later on we'll move on there, and then, so I was just, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me also tune to Kempinski. But I can't see.
Yeah, no, we can continue with that very important conversation as we wait for them for the key players to start talking. We can continue with your question that you asked earlier, based on what we've seen. We saw from that incident and Forest Road, and this is not the first time we've seen a lot of ugly things happening. And yeah, as you have rightfully put it there, in the scene of accident, instead of the first thing that comes to mind is try and help the people who have been involved, the first thing that you see a lot of Kenyans do is go and see what can we get, what can we loot, what can we, instead of thinking, can we rush these people to the hospital, can we call the police, as you would expect. But it's quite unfortunate. So perhaps Daniel Wesonga, you could add your voice to this.
Yes, thank you so much, Miriam. And of course, our fabric morality has actually, the fabric of our morality has actually been tattered and eaten away by our bad character, and whatever Dr. Masanga is actually, whatever Dr. Masanga is talking about is actually correct, that we have a habit of looting from accidents. And we said the other day that in Kenya, today, if a lorry will overturn even along Waiyaki Way, people will rush to actually see whatever commodities that are being carried, rather than maybe rushing to see whether the people inside the lorry are injured. Just this week, Miriam, even after the incident on Wangari Maathai Forest Road happened, there's a lorry carrying relief food which overturned along Thika Superhighway. And this was food which was going to Kenyans who are suffering through from the brunt of hunger and starvation. But what did we do instead? People looted the relief food. And so, Miriam, we have even a bad habit that people even go and pickpocket and loot from the people who have been injured in accident scenes. So I think it is just bad character, and we do not have ethics like Dr. Masanga says it. And this would have been sorted out in BBI, because as a people, we seem to have fallen short of the social contract that we ought to have with our country, with the people, and with ourselves, in that we always see an opportunity to exercise our avarice, hunger, and capitalism whenever an occasion occurs. And therefore, we are very, very maybe unnerved whenever we get our fellow citizens in a scenario where they need our help, regardless of maybe where they come from, or their agenda, or maybe even their affiliations. And that is why that woman, there's no one in that crowd who would have maybe stood firm and maybe defended the woman, or maybe told these guys off so that they could be able to solve the matter amicably. And I believe if there was any person like that in that crowd, then it was only a few people. And if we had a majority of people who are of the same thought that we can always solve our issues even on the roads amicably, then we wouldn't have had the goons actually overpowering the woman and doing all those kind of unbelievable things they did. But unfortunately, we seem to have the same moralities, and we seem to have the same kind of behavior when it comes to our roads and the way we carry ourselves out. Today in the morning, I just read an update on Facebook that even as Ukraine was under the threat and heavy bombing from Russia, you could see people driving from major cities, including Kyiv, going outside town. And a big superhighway like Thika Road, you could actually see thousands of cars lined up in traffic jam heading to one direction. But on this other lane, which is actually empty, you could not even see a single person overlapping that particular road. And these are people who are under siege. They are seeing bombs being thrown into their city. They are seeing explosion everywhere. But because of the discipline that they have, they cannot actually maybe say, let's now cross over to the other lane so that we use it to drive out of town. They actually maintain a single lane, no matter how packed it was, but they were driving in one direction and using that available lane that was there. So that shows you the kind of discipline. Here in Kenya, even in the morning, for someone who woke up late to go for a meeting, will actually want to use a lane that already is busy with other motorists using it, but they will want to squeeze themselves into that lane, or even cross two more lanes and go to the other side, pedestrian walk, and be able to drive on it, simply because they wanted to go for a meeting and they woke up late. And since they don't care about the other motorists on the road or other road users, they do it with a lot of impunity and without caring. And that is how we end up having traffic jams here in Nairobi, which keep people on roads for several hours. So Miriam, I think it is something to do with our people, the kind of discipline, the kind of behavior that we lack, is what causes us a lot of trouble. Dr. Matsanga has always talked about Zimbabwe, for example, and it's not maybe something far away from the truth. I've not gone to Zimbabwe, but I've seen the streets of Bulawayo. I've seen the streets of the other city in Zimbabwe. And you can actually see that there's so much orderliness. I was seeing in Bulawayo, even the women who are selling vegetables and fruits, very clean, very orderly, and actually there's spaces even in the market where you can be able to walk. Today you go to Mudhurwa market or go even to Gikomba, and it is so much disorderly that even if you were to tilt a bit by staggering, then you're going to be falling on someone's tomatoes or maybe clothes, because we lack orderliness. We lack even the responsibility to keep the premises clean and be able to, just observe orderliness in places of where we do our work. Today in Nairobi, you will wake up one morning and you find in your estate, which is always very clean, someone came from somewhere else and dumped a heap of garbage in the front of your gate. That is recklessness. That is not being patriotic. And I believe it's just bad manners out of the usual Kenyan way of doing things. So Miriam, I believe we need to look at that particular clause that was in BBI, that we need to check on our ethics. We need to have that social contract that Dr. Matsanga keeps on reminding us, because without the social contract, then we shall not be able to grow our country and our economy to the global economic standards of more developed countries, where their cities are clean, their citizens are responsible, and actually they help government even in enforcing law, in that they can report criminals, they can keep away from criminal activities, and make the work of the police even much easier. Miriam, I submit.
I think let's cross over to, I can see activities in Kempiski. Can we cross over to Kempiski and see the activities? Miriam, if you have seen, then we come to Javani Karanja and the other people. I think I can see some activities in Kempinski.
All right, let's cross over to Kempinski.
It is now ready for signing by the constituent OCA parties today. And so I want to ask all the principals to be upstage and take your seats. A round of applause to them as they come. All the SGs to come and stand behind their respective party leaders. The SGs to come upstage to stand behind their respective party leaders, because they too have a part to sign on behalf of their parties after their party leaders sign. The legal team for OCA, led by Wakili Ogola and his entire team, are guiding the process. The legal team are guiding the process. Ladies and gentlemen, this is historic. This is a historic moment that Kenyans have been waiting for. They have called us all manner of names. They have put all manner of tags, but today we prove them wrong. We prove to Kenyans that we are united. We are the One Kenya Alliance. We are the volcano. The volcano is erupting today. The lava is flowing today. The lava is very hot, flowing today. Are you seeing that lava? The green lava is flowing. The red lava is flowing. The blue lava is flowing. The maroon lava is flowing. The white lava is flowing. The black lava representing the people of Kenya is flowing. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to our principals for this historic moment.
Hatutaki hata kamwe, lazima tuungane, tuijenge nchi yetu, pasiwe hata moja.
If you know the song, sing along. Hata kama unaimbaga kwa bathroom, imba this one. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. You may take your seats. It's done. You may take your seats. You may take your seats. The logistics team need to rearrange the stage now for the maiden speeches of our principals post signing of the coalition agreement. Logistics team are rearranging the stage for the maiden speeches. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot get enough of rounds of applauses. Can we applaud our excellencies, our party leaders, for this historic moment? The media, we are giving you half a minute. Half a minute to set your mics. Half a minute to set your mics.
Pole tu. Tena. Hapo.
Tusisongeshe hivi kidogo ama hapo sawa.
Kebo na watu niliwaambia kutoka kitambo na hawasikii. Hiyo kebo haiwezi fika.
So, Your Excellencies, some of you had already spoken, but that was before the coalition agreement. I am advised we proceed with the ones who had not spoken. And at this point, allow me to invite our very own Honorable Martha Karua. Let's keep clapping until she gets to the stage.
I've disappeared. I need a stool. I mean, I can't handle that. Good morning, everyone. It's a great day today. Exactly. I'm good. Yeah, at least I'm above it. It's a great day that we have finally signed the One Kenya Alliance Coalition Agreement. When we postponed and said we needed time to fine-tune the clauses, the naysayers thought that was the end of One Kenya Alliance. We have bounced back stronger. We were 4 parties. We are 6 today and still counting because more are on the way. This is a coalition of the willing, and any coalition should be a coalition of the willing. A coalition demands openness, mutual respect, sharing of ideals. And when any party feels uncomfortable, they should be able, with notice to others to walk away, because it is a coalition of the willing. We have stayed together without any formal agreement, not with a gun to our heads, but because we were willing to associate with one another. We are going to build from strength to strength, and OCA will demand from other coalition partners, if we were to go into any other coalition, openness. We will not tolerate opaqueness. We will not play second fiddle. We go in as equals, and we discuss as equals, even when we agree, because if we are in a larger coalition, and even within OCA, if we decide, as we might, to field a presidential candidate, all the 7 parties cannot field, we will cede to one out of mutual agreement. We go to a larger coalition. We don't want to be told this is predetermined. Yes. We want total openness, mutual respect, and equality. Yes. So that if we cede ground, we cede because we think this is the thing to do, not with a gun to our head. What has the market waters of coalitions in Kenya is lack of transparency, that you're laughing with somebody and signing, and they have a dagger to your back. In OCA, we have said we cannot maintain unity if we are not completely open to one another. Now Kenya is very comfortable in OCA. Our party slogan since inception is one Kenya, one nation, one people. OCA has followed suit. Never mind the order in which we say it in OCA. It's the same thing. It's about unity. You cannot make a nation without unity. You cannot make a coalition without unity. OCA is about enhancing the unity of Kenyans, making it our rallying call so that we can build a stronger Kenya and we can stop seeing ourselves as our communities, but we see ourselves firstly as Kenyans because our fate is tied together. Long live OCA, long live Kenya. Asante.
Long live OCA, long live Kenya. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa. Now, where I come from, in our home states, there's always only one Jogo. Studio, and you can see where I'm going with this. So, at this point, I'd like to invite Senator Honorable Gideon Moi, to give his remarks.
You think I need a leg up? Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, Honorable Martha Karua, my friend, Honorable Irungu, our friend again, I think Ocheng has left us to go for NDC and is left with our Secretary General, Nick Salat, and my friend, Cyrus Jirongo, who's always at my house at 6:30 in the morning. Today, we are having a small tete-a-tete with my dear lady, the Iron Lady, my good friend, Martha Karua, and an integral part of the OCA family. And we were just having a chat, and along comes His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, and leo I knew huyu ni Mkamba kweli. He walks in and you're talking, and then the dear lady says, oh, I can't find my ring. I think I just dropped it here, my earring. Kalonzo says, I see, Gideon. If you live long enough, you'll see everything, honestly. Anyway, today I'm extremely happy. Today is a wonderful day, a wondrous day, a joyful day for us of the Oka family. Today is when we close one chapter of our journey and open another. And this chapter that we are closing, it has been a journey and an arduous journey. But by the grace of God and by your commitment to us, each one of you who are here and those who are not here with us, and by the absolute determination of the principles, we have reached here today. So a big and massive thank you to all of you. And for me, my personal gratitude to the principals, to say asante, asante sana. This journey we're going, we all know where it's going to culminate in. But the most important and primary reason for this journey is the people of Kenya. That was what brought us together. The founder of Oka, His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, that was his vision. That's what, when we talked the first time, it was always and has been the people of Kenya. And those of us who are like-minded, those of us who believe in the same ideals, to come, share together, share everything to make sure that we change, transform the lives of our people in this great republic of ours. We do not shy away from saying that we live in dire situations today. But I do believe personally in the team of Oka, that the team that we have, and I keep saying this, that if you look at each one of these principles, each one of them have something to add to the building blocks of the solutions for the people of Kenya. So mine today is to let you know that we made ourselves not a promise to the people of Kenya, but a covenant with the people of Kenya, because promises are there to be broken. But a covenant is a covenant, and we all know that. And our covenant is that we'll put our people first. And there is no go areas in us. There is, as Martha Karua said, there is zero and absolute zero tolerance to corruption. We adhere to good governance and to the rule of law. You can read it in each one's manifestos, you can read it in our speeches, in our utterances, and in the manner that we conduct ourselves. So today is not the day of speeches, today is a happy, joyous day. I wish you all well, and I thank each one of you. And please let us all be focused on the big prize. And that prize is going to come in August, and that prize is the transformation and the happiness of the people of this republic of ours. Thank you. God bless you.
So the buffalo is in the room. The buffalo soldier is in the room. Buffalo soldier, I think.
You are all out of tune. Well, what a day. My sister, learned sister, Senior Counsel Mother Karua, my brother, actually real brother, Gideon Moi, my brother Cyrus, the hurricane, Cyrus. And I referred you to Psalms 45. And I hope you internalize that. Isaiah 45, I beg your pardon. My brother Irungu Nyakera and David Ocheng, who has just stepped out to attend to his NDC. Party leaders who are here. My own deputy is here, Farah Maalim. My party chair, Ambassador Makwere, Party Secretary General Shakila, and all the others representing the sister parties, and members of parliament, serious Kenyans, ladies and gentlemen. I will be very brief because it has all been said. But allow me to paraphrase this because Gideon laid a trap for me. Actually, the actual story was that I found mother looking for an earring. And the truth is, it was that the two of them were in that room. At least before I came. So I hope mother will be able to find that ring. That's with a light touch. You see the spirit of comradeship between us as Oka principles. We are that free with each other. And this is why we want this country to relax. Mzee Kibaki will tell Kenyans, relax. This is the time to tell Kenyans to relax. And yet, the important matters that must be dealt with. So I congratulate all of us in Kenya, One Kenya Alliance, for setting and really being the trailblazers. I believe soon after this, the legal team will be moving with speed to register the first coalition agreement before August. First serious coalition agreement. And we have made it very clear, I can speak on behalf of Wiper, and I know my brothers and sisters have done the same, that we have had serious introspection, serious debate with regard to the prevailing political situation in our country. And we have no doubt in our minds that this country is more important than any of us. And we have made sacrifices before. We are ready to make more sacrifices, but we also expect the Kenyans who know that no individual is indispensable. And we must plan the succession politics of this country. We have made it very clear when I was invited to attend the Delegates Congress of Jubilee. And now they're also, I think, following suit, forming their own coalition. And we talked of the three-legged Africans too. That wisdom was informed by serious negotiations. And that's why we have also really stressed structured dialogue. The story therefore may not end here because I'll talk about like-minded political formations. So let's prepare Kenyans for a real Arsenal formation. I normally support Arsenal. Although I'm actually a Patron sofa packer, but Dr. Bamungu here at home. And we're going to have to form one juggernaut. We talked about the possibility of a grand coalition. But we have our coalition here, and we are set. If others don't want to engage, we are ready to go to the wire. Yeah. Correct? We are set. I think after this, nothing stops us. If we find that people are intolerant, people don't want to listen to others, we are set with the instruments. But we are ready also to have dialogue. Therefore, it's been very clear to us by us attending the Jubilee Delegates Congress, we are very clear. And the reasons why some of us did not attend the Delegates Congress for our other friends in ODM, we made those reasons very clear, abundantly clear. And I'm happy that nobody from the media these days is saying Kalonzo Musyoka is the world's greatest fool. You know, people are actually saying, let us go unveil the world's greatest fool, because I once used those words. I've been able to explain why I could have ended up being such. But now my chest is clear, very clear, and Kenyans now know the leaders need to be held to account. We have signed here. These are important signatures witnessed by senior leadership of our respective parties. If we go out there, throw everything to the dogs, I don't think we'll be doing justice to ourselves. Having said that, today is a very happy day. And we are set. You know, eventually the media caught up with my brother Gideon when he used to say, Kichwa pandehi, na mwili pandehi. We are a team that is intolerant to corruption. Absolutely. And we want Kenyans to take us as such. Our brothers in Kano were able to launch their manifesto. I'm quite sure that Oka manifesto is almost ready, and we can borrow from best examples. For example, Kano did stress the need for free secondary education. And this, we believe, is indeed a common factor within Oka. So one Kenya allows unity of purpose, unity of all Kenyans. And I loved it when my sister mother said, long live Oka and long live Kenya. Because that's where we are going. Therefore, you can be sure the three leggeds too, I believe the strongest leg is going to be Oka as we move forward. And so with those remarks, I really just want to congratulate all of us for a very important decision going to the future. We are more confident than ever before. The naysayers have been proved wrong in real time. Because even today, look at the papers. Hey, it's like everybody wakes up and it's Kalonzo. It's Kalonzo. Now I say, why don't you talk about Gideon? Who is here now? There's even Nyakera, there's Martha, there's Cyrus. And now David Ocheng has come on board. Jimmy Kibaki came to see us yesterday. He's consulting, and next week, New Democrats will be joining Oka. So we are moving. We are moving and growing in leaps and bounds. Some others say, oh, you know, now if they don't see Mother today, they say Oka collapses. They see Gideon, I don't know Gideon. It's Gideon they really seem to like. If they don't hit at Gideon, they look for me. But then we are there. Because when Gideon attended a function in Samburu, all manner of predictions and other things. And yet we are here. We congratulate Lesuda, our sister, I don't know if she's in the room, a strong member of KANU. And we always consult. We consult and say, move, and then move in this direction. So we are set. And you're going to see a lot of activities taking place. When they do, it is because our respective parties have taken the decisions to move in that direction. So one Kenya, one people, one people, one Kenya, one people. Asanteni, Mungu awabariki sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Buffalo Soldier, His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, Manstivo, and all the principals for coming today. I want to appreciate all the party members represented here today. Without you, this room would be empty. I want to take a very, very special moment to acknowledge all the parliamentary group members in the room. Maybe from wherever you are, you can just stand so that we wave to you. We appreciate you. Okay, but we appreciate you for coming. We also thank members of county assemblies who are here for making time to come, and acknowledge also the presence of the Deputy Governor for Kanu West Pokot County. Ladies and gentlemen, this marks the close of this event today. And while we are ending here, as we've heard from our principals, it is the beginning of a new journey. A lot of work still sits ahead. So, asanteni sana, and we pray that may the Lord lead us all into the next steps as we move forward. So finally, we want to ask the principals to just come for one last picture. All right, one of the principals has left. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and may God bless you all. Asanteni sana.
For the One Kenya Alliance team there at the Kempinski Hotel in the Kenya's capital here in Nairobi. So I think the rest of Kenya will be waiting to see what will be their next move. Will they now join Azimio, or will they have their own presidential candidate within that coalition? So they were signing their agreement there. So I'll just take us back to the political command center, where Dr. Matanga perhaps would give us his thoughts over what we've been witnessing as we move along with the show. Doctor, if you can hear me. Still good morning. So good morning. We can't hear you. I think you're muted. Not yet. Or maybe we need to check on our side, but we can't. You're muted. I'm told you're muted.
I think Doc is muted.
All right. But go ahead, Daniel, maybe.
Okay, Doc is back.
Yes, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes. Thank you very much. Miriam, I'm now disturbed by two. I'm disturbed by too many calls coming from Kempinski and other quarters. Now, thank you very much for giving me for what has happened. What has happened really at Kempinski is a great day. It's a great day in the sense that at last Mr. Kalonzo knows his direction. At last we know Oka will move tomorrow to go with Azimio. They will be together in the Delegates conference. They can now enter as partners, serious partners of a group that has got. Whatever happens ahead, they will always stick together. You can't now go and campaign for, if there is Miriam, if there is a rerun or a runoff. A rerun is ordered because of irregularities. A runoff is when you have not got 50 plus 1. So if that is happening, and is going to happen, then Kalonzo will not run away and campaign on his own. He will have to stick with the leader of Azimio movement. Remember, Azimio, the patron is Uhuru Kenyatta. Still remains Jubilee Party man. Uhuru Kenyatta will strengthen Raila Amolo Odinga. And that in their discussion of 9 points, that's what they wanted. There is one thing they have achieved. The achievement is to deter a thief from arriving near this food. Me, anything that deters a thief, Miriam, that's why I'm very happy. And I'm happy that now, from now, openly, we shall go on board and help Raila Amolo Odinga. There were people who are very skeptical. Me, I'm not skeptical. On several occasions here, I've said, on this one, if I had a vote in Kenya, but I have influence. There are millions of youths who follow me across in Kenya. They listen to my voice. Every hotel that I step, they say, this time you talked very well. Even somebody paying my bills without me knowing in a hotel, I want to pay the bill. Say, no, it was paid by those younger men who were there. They like the way you talk. So I will do that as a man of respect for Uhuru Ngai Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga for one thing, and one thing alone. One, the handshake. It is very important. Me, I don't care about the rest, whether they share which votes and which posts. I'm not concerned. Miriam, it is now a winning side. We are here. Surely it will be a very big, bad miracle. That miracles come in a good way and some come in a bad way. There is a miracle that comes like a lava comes out of a volcano. That is not a very good miracle. You are supposed to be silent until when there is nobody, then you can burst. But if there is a miracle that comes in a good way, Miriam, let this miracle shine on 9th of October. 10th of October, we have a government led by Raila Amolo Odinga plus his running mate. We form a government, we continue with our legacy and the legacy of building roads, building schools. Raila, of course, will have his own cabinet. He will also have his own PA. Will also have his own media. He can have people, but as long as they are Kenyans, we have no problem. That is what I want. And Miriam, I want to return here, pass by, and say hi. I want to continue with my business, my trucks, to pass here and say hi. I can be in retirement. I'm going to retirement, but my television will continue to work. Hi. Behind the scenes, you continue with work and expand and create another one in Kisumu. And Wesonga creates another station in Busia. Another one creates in Mombasa. Hi. That's continuation we are looking. Other than this man who is saying, when I come, you will see. That is the only thing, the difference between me and the Ruto's people. Every time they go to the Facebook and say, when we come, you will see. So I'm also saying, I am not going to allow you to come. Because Raila will not come to chase people here. He's not looking for vengeance. Ruto is looking for vengeance. So please, whichever way you can talk about it, there is one thing that is going to happen, right? Kalonzo now cannot run away from it. When Gideon, they have all agreed on the things that if they are not happy with it, as in the future, once you have deposited this thing at the registrar's party, you can vote out, but you give notes. And the time of notes you have given us some 2 months to 3 months. Actually, they have made it 6 months. You vote out. Isn't it? Yeah, it was reduced to 4 months. You have 4 months to vote out now and go where? After 26 million, you have nowhere to go. Either you are in a party or you keep quiet and just wait for the vote. So this is a very technical, highly well organized. Behind the scenes, pressure came in. We are happy. Kalonzo is on board. And it's a shame to William Ruto that he has no Kalonzo. because you can see the last attempt. It means that without Kalonzo in where they are, Wetangula is also more worried about his life that way. Because Wetangula lives on Kalonzo, not Mudavadi. Because look, he was left out in the trouble. All this trouble, he was left out. Because there are certain areas where he's restricted not to travel. One of them is UK, you know, the tobacco situation, corruption scandal. So under the embassy, some of them, they have lowered his visa. If it is the Senate, he can go. But Irakizare, no. You hear me today. Senate, he can go. Lakizare, no. So he's not comfortable in the UDA anyway. In Kwanza, Kenya Kwanza, he's not comfortable. He's not. That's why he was crying up to 2 a.m. for Kalonzo not to sign this. And remember, close confidence of Mudavadi have blown him out. He said he doesn't have the money to run a campaign. It's embarrassing. And coming from Agoi is his close confidant. And I told you here on this set here, Miriam, that Mudavadi's money relies on George Soros. But even the money for George Soros did not arrive in Qatar as expected. Have you asked why 4 days in Qatar will end on Sunday, isn't it? Why are they here? Have you known that intelligence background? They are not. They are here because they are. The owner of Qatar said, "Don't pass here. We don't want. We are aware you want to channel money through here." Whoever sent the information there, I don't know. Mudavadi had to leave London, very upset man. And the Ruto had to cut it to come and say he's going to. Today is in Bungoma. Is it Bungoma? Yeah, trying to bring some air by trying to get the little money left in Uganda. That Raila is forgetting money from Uganda. I've told you, whenever Ruto goes with a Raila around Bungoma, Elgon, and where Chitale, people are coming in with money, $200,000, $300, $400, $1 million. They are coming in, walking, driving. If you follow him, you will capture these people. They are there. They are just bringing in money from somewhere, I know, which is not an official route of the government of Uganda. He's doing his own things of Magendo. Because he had a lot of money in Uganda, I know. Disagree. But the real money that they went for in the States, the Qatar government said, no, you will not pass that money here. They have watched all the banks. And you know the Arabs have no mercy. They can lock you up for life there. So, Miriam, I don't think Wesonga has more than what I have here, but he can bring in something. But for me now,
yes,
the fate of Mr. Kalonzo is done. You can't wriggle out of Azimio and go where? You have up to 26th of this month to wriggle out. Because after 26th, if you don't have Musimamo, una. Because what is going to happen is how they are going to share the running mate. Because don't forget that Kwanza Kenya is also waiting for Azimio Kenya to see where they pick their running mate. And in Mudavadi's Kwanza Kenya, there is chaos already. Malala is saying, Allah, we came into this thing, we have to be equal partners. And as some people are saying, no, you found when we had already arranged our equal partners. So have you seen the problem where it is? Both camps have that problem of a running mate issue. But I believe when I saw Kiraitu joining yesterday, now I know that even the Speaker of National Assembly, to some extent, will join because he won't have any power left. The Speaker of National Assembly will come on board Remember, today they have said there are more coming on board. Because I don't see where the Speaker of National Assembly could totally disregard the Kenyatta family when the Kenyatta family helped him when he had nothing. He was busy drinking changa. Yeah. I have not drunk a changa. So please, when people come and mnafika pale fulani, mkumbike wenzieni jameni. Me, I don't forget Makoha who gave me the boys' quarters in 1985. Isaac Makoha. When he was a general manager of IBM, you remember the building near Nyayo House, that corner, there was a typewriter selling typewriter. Please. When I came back, I found him poor with shoes, with having a horse. I took him to the best shop, Menengai shop, this one, that, you know that one, Newchester House in Wesonga, where you buy your suits. Yeah, I took him there. I took him there and dressed him up. That's what the life is, Miriam. I dress him up. He says, no, give me the money of the suits. I no. I said, but pick all the shirts you want, Mako. And later on, I gave him $10,000. And then I told him, do you remember the note you wrote for me? When I lacked 250 shillings to pay your rent, you put a very big padlock. That time I had no camera. I should have taken the padlock, how it looks. But I said, I have the note. When I go to London, I will come back with the note and show you one day. Stephen, Miriam, didn't you see Makoha working for me? You saw him in the other office when we were up here. That is the Isaac. That was my landlord who locked me out. Is that not? Don't forget people who have helped you somewhere. Give them respect. I was done badly, but I came back. I reconciled. I have a very good heart. That's why God has left me to be here today to speak. Hallelujah. But if I followed the bad heart of saying this man locked my room, my boys' quarter for 250 shillings, not 2,500, 250 of 1985, Miriam, was money that you cannot get in this country if you don't have a job. It reminded me of how I walked from Southlands, Otiende, Southlands, Langata, house number 246, on foot via the barracks, Langata barracks, that gate, and there is a red telephone standing there, Miriam, where you have to put a shilling in order to call somebody. I'm stuck at home. Bring me money to buy one packet of unga so that I can make ugali na masukuma wiki nikule. A bus comes from Otiende. And that bus, the conductor knew me. A lady, I'm telling you the true story. He used to show me the place where his inspectors will not touch me. Eh? I came back and I looked for. There are people I've looked for. The OCS, the OCS, a rural man. And I thank the children. I paid the school fees for the children. One is in town. He's in town. I've never shown you. He's a big guy in town. He calls me uncle. At times, when I have no money completely, he said, uncle, I know you might want some money here. His father died. He was the OCS Langata who saved my life. Because they had fictitiously arrested us, that we are Kenya people dealing with Wetangula and supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. Have you seen? And they charged us, put us in Nyati house. That guy came and said, this one is a case for Langata police station. Angalia hapo. You know you can forget such a man. When I reached London, I said, that's the first man to get. By then there were no mobile numbers. But in London I had a big mobile number like a battery, a suitcase, which used to move in the car. Which Bazungu said, this guy is, at first they thought this guy came from where? Here I am. When I came here, I looked for this man's children. He had died. I got one of them. I said, continue with school fees. Slowly, I dropped money until he's up, he's working. But that conductor lady, I think, passed away. She was a lady conductor who used to tell me, sit in that corner, the inspector. Inspectors wako karibu hapo Langata after Western Hotel wanakaanga hapo kwa that mlima the sleep there. Ndio wanasimamisha bus. Kama una ticket hapo. The buses were coming on time. Route number 15. My bus is number 15. I like number 15. That's the life I've gone through. Sorry, today is Friday. I have to turn into that. Miriam, you always host people. You better start hosting me. Turn on me and ask me serious questions. I've given you permission today. Prepare that interview. You have been hosting people. You are killing your talent. Host me. Ask me questions. Your boss here will tell you everything from the bottom of his heart. Why God has left me to be where I am here today. And that I can come with people who can witness that they have gone through my hands and they have never regretted. I've never forgotten anybody who helped me. But once you forget people who help you, like a Ruto, a person who comes from a foreign country, goes to stand against NGOs that are legalized internationally, that have worked with intelligence systems of the country called Kenya, of the country called NGO called Open Society Foundation, which can go to any police station in Britain for you to be locked up. You see what I was fighting against? And some man does not come to say thank you. Is that ungwana? Hiyo ungwana kweli? Si ungwana. So in life, always, I've told you something. If it touches your heart, that's how I am. And that's why maybe, Miriam, God takes you to the lowest and holds your hand. Say, come out, you still have something to give to the world. And I thank God for that for me. On that note, I don't think I can continue with so much on this because it pains me. Tears come out. What I've gone through and where I am today and what I speak. Why people say, ask me, why don't you ask for money first? I don't ask for money. Miriam, no, I don't. Every project, look at Zimbabwe. Every project I have done for them for free. But I reached a point where I was going to be assassinated because of Zimbabwe. I was put under police, Scotland Yard in Britain, guarding me for 5 years. Ask my wife, ask my children, ask them. I had a panic button, Miriam, panic button installed on my house that in case you hear any, if wind comes big, poo, 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 I have to call police. And they are within 5 seconds, 5 minutes, they are there already. So, because of patriotism, standing, not cheating people. But when you see cheats like Ruto cheating people, you see Wetangula and Mudavadi, now there is going to be a big quarrel there over the money. It hasn't come. Because we know they were supposed to be in Qatar today. So they have to come back and account for their balance of the money of the tickets. They didn't go to Qatar. So talk about this and let's look at how Africa can come and how fight can come. This is a great day for me. that Kalonzo has joined a group that will lead to a destiny for the better Kenya for you Kenyans. Maybe it could be give me an offspring to see my country again one day. If Raila takes over as a government one day, believe me or not, I'll see my home. I'll go and bury my father. I'll see my mom one day. So, those who don't know why I'm fighting for that right, you better know it today. That is very painful. That you see, but the only one left. You see, I'm the only one left in the whole line. Obote is dead. Everybody is dead. Seroni is dead. Everybody is Wapakabulu is gone. Everybody is gone. Ayume is gone. Everybody is gone. All the people. Mwanga is gone. Basilio Okello is gone. General Okello is gone. Oh my God. Look at them. We're here with Masate Kuya left. Who is teaching economics in Kenyatta University. He watches these topics. He watches here. Why should I be talking here every day he came? He's impressed to see me talking. He never thought I could talk like this. So people are gone. But we are the symbol of this red color you see here. We are the symbol. The respect, that's why we win constituencies, even when we are not there. You win a vote. Yeah, tell me one politician who can win a vote when he's 10,000 miles away. Show me the banana, I eat it together with you. Besonga. Here I am. You go to my go home and I say Matanga is telling a lie that my constituency is not red. So the only constituency, Nambeshi, is my cousin. But I've told him not to talk the type of politics that we have. I've suffered great. That's why you see me, I fight for the refugees, the South Sudanese. They are refugees. They don't know where to go. When I arrived in London, I didn't know where to go. I am happy. Her Majesty gave me asylum. So for you people, please have a government, don't bring a conflict. Conflicts in our country have divided us up to today. They killed our country. We stopped it. Our country, Uganda, lacks one thing: democratic dispensation moving forward. But the democracy also had obstacles, ups and downs. It doesn't come on a silver platter. So don't put your chest there to be beaten, to die before you see it. And for me, my disagreement with the current opposition leaders in Uganda is for them to say, when we take power, we will see Museveni. That one you don't. No. Miriam, count me out. When you say, you are telling Mubarak, when a leader saw Mubarak in a cage, like a dog, brought in court, will he leave power? And then you are telling him that I'm in a noob. I am a noob. When we get power, Allah, we are all Ugandans. So whether this one goes off, we all have to share inclusively. That's what Raila, Omolo Odinga, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta are looking for. Inclusivity. Miriam, that word goes away when I'm not happy. Inclusiveness. That's it. Everybody to have a take. Even if it's a crumb, that's okay. Don't take it all. It is too early for the Kalenjin community to come back on stage to rule. It is too early to continue with the Kikuyu ruler again after in 2022. Give it to another tribe. Let them try. And this is the stability of a nation. I submit. I don't think we have much to say, except let's bring the Songa can make comments, but after that, Miriam, let's bring that Ukrainian thing and we close the chapter, we go home. It's a very good day. We don't have to spoil it with crying and so on. Anytime some of these things can raise emotions. Some of us have lost people. We have never buried them. We buried them through yourself, you know. So if you live refugee life is not as the same as the life that we have. My dear sister, I've gone through a lot, and my dear brother, but I've never come for revenge. I always hold back. That's why I gave that example of Isaac Mako. And then you saw him in Kenigen. You remember? He came to work for me in the other room there. You saw him. You know him. Nani knows him. The Songa might not know him. Nani knows him. So we're Songa, that's it. Any comments?
Thank you so much, Dr. Masanga David, and I'm really awed by your memory, you know. And someone who lives in Langata will tell you today that the matatu or the bus number is still 15, like you just said it. So your memory is quite impressive, you know, on that. Now back to the issues of One Kenya Alliance. I believe now Kalonzo will not again take us to those cheeky games of maybe talking about different things the following day. But like you said, he only has a limited time. So my hope is that even by tomorrow, let them be in a position where they have already made up their mind and they can be able to even actually attend the Azimio NDC tomorrow and be able to now forge a similar path with the Azimio La Umoja, where they will be all accommodated and be able to salvage this country from going into the hands of thieves and people who want to rip it off from its coffers and upscale the impunity that we've been seeing in the country. So my hope is that they're going to come on board. Of course, we've seen already good signs of them coming on board. So I wouldn't want to go much deeper into that because you have actually exhausted that particular area. So that will be my take on that.
And do you think perhaps the presence of Martha Karua in the One Kenya Alliance has hastened things, because we've seen in the past how the leaders could not really agree on even naming the flag bearer or forming a formal coalition? That was just a coalition, you know, but it was not really on paper, but now they've gone ahead and signed this deal. So do you think the presence of Martha Karua there might have had something to do with the formalizing this coalition? Daniel.
Personally, I think Martha Karua has been influenced by Moses Kuria. And even my hope today is that even as she comes to maybe to work with One Kenya Alliance or maybe with Azimio later on, let her respect the president, let her not be an activist within the coalition, and let her not carry the interest or maybe any ill motive from Moses Kuria or maybe the other side. In as much as she has pronounced herself on not teaming up with the corrupt individuals, but she must also give the president the respect that he deserves, because when the One Kenya Alliance, for instance, signs a coalition agreement with Azimio La Umoja, then they will live with the reality that the president is going to be the patron of the Azimio La Umoja movement. So you cannot be in a movement where you actually disrespect the patron and you feel like he has failed in one or two maybe areas. Otherwise, I think your values and principles won't be agreeing or maybe seamless in that. So to me, I think, Miriam, it's a good thing that they have come together. They have brought even Martha Karua, but I'm not quite optimistic about Martha Karua, so to say, Miriam.
Okay. So perhaps we bring in the video from Ukraine.
There's no doubt about it, we're living in times of catastrophic crisis where the lives of innocent civilians are sacrificed in the wars of their masters. Yes, in Ukraine, but not only. Since the last plenary, tens of thousands of Afghani citizens have been forced to flee in search of food and safety. 5 million children face famine, an agonising and painful death, a 500% increase in child marriages and children being sold just so they can survive, and not a mention of it, not here, not anywhere. No wall-to-wall TV coverage, no emergency humanitarian response, no special plenaries, not even a mention in this plenary, no Afghani delegations and no statements. My God, they must be wondering, what makes their humanitarian crisis so unimportant? Is it the colour of their skin? Is it that they're not white, they're not European, that their problems come from a US gun or a US invasion? Is it that the decision to rob their country's wealth was taken by a despotic US president rather than a Russian one? Because, my God, all wars are evil and all victims deserve support, and until we get on that page, we have no credibility whatsoever.
Oh wow, what powerful words there. Okay, Doc, perhaps you'd like to start us off with this one.
These are words from the European Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. Miriam, I just wanted, there are no more words to add on what that woman has said. It's only to pity my fellow Africans who rushed so fast to condemn one side without looking at the aspects. How many Africans are dying on this continent that we are not looking at? Why is it that it is now only? No, let's look at all the conflicts wholesomely. A human being anywhere in the world is a human being everywhere. Am I wrong? Why are we having a human being in Ukraine more valued than a human being in Amazonia? Or Tripoli, Egypt, Benghazi, Libya, or Asmara, no, or not Asmara, Tigray, or Somalia, or DRC Congo. There are people suffering under war. Or Central African Republic, which is constantly bleeding. There is no time in Central African Republic that a man does not die for a gun. It is estimated that each day guns in Central African Republic kill 1,000 people across the whole country. One, I read it somewhere in the UN report. A gun is killing a population, a very small population, but still a gun somewhere is killing 1,000 people in Central African Republic every day when the French are busy taking minerals out of Central African Republic. So let's think. You cannot run with a foreign policy that kills itself. You get the point? Be careful when you are doing foreign international relations. It could turn up to eat you in the future. That's all I can say on Ukraine.
Daniel, would you like to add your voice to that? Okay, we seem to be having a bit of a technical hitch from Daniel's part, but I think those words, I did not get her name, but everything she said is true, because we've been seeing how this has been playing out. We've seen the war in Syria, and when the refugees are even trying to access Europe and other places that they will find safety, we saw how that was received. We've seen how that has played out, in Libya, even in Ethiopia here. A conflict is ongoing. People have been dying, and very heinous, acts against humanity have been taking place, but we've not seen the world rise in uproar. So I don't know whether it's the context of how this conflict has been taking place, or perhaps their interests have not been threatened in this world. So that's why they have been reluctant, and how they've been responding has been a bit lackluster. But when it comes to what we see in Ukraine and Russia particularly being involved in this invasion, maybe their interests are threatened more because it will directly impact on them because of the interest that they have within these countries. I don't know, maybe that's what really advises how they respond. But I think everything that this lady said, I agree with that, because we have seen how it has played out, and it is quite unfortunate. Every life matters, and I think that is what she was pointing out. And regardless whether it's somebody dying in Africa or Ukraine or in Afghanistan, the way she's painted that picture, because we do have all the information out there, the grim picture and what is happening even in that country right now. But how all these situations are treated, I think differs, and that is unfortunate. So I agree with her in totality in what she said and the points that she raised there. So, Doc, I think we've come to the end of the show.
Yes, let's do, Miriam, the usual ritual of closing down. I wish you a good weekend. Daniel, have you come back, resurrected from Colombo instruments?
Yes, Dr. Masanga, my network was a bit...
You were going to lose your opportunity.
Conclude for us, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miriam. And of course, on the issue of the Russian-Ukrainian war, I believe for me, it is an internal issue for Russia and Ukraine to be able to sort it out. But nonetheless, it has also exposed the way the West has been quite maybe preferential or maybe choosy when it comes to matters security globally, because these same issues have been happening even in the Middle East. We've seen even American armies in some of the African countries, their intervention in Libya and all that, and they will really want to call it by good names. But when it comes to other parts of the world, then it becomes really, really a big problem. So in all these, I believe I'll go by what Dr. Masanga has always advised, that Africa, let us be careful in these particular maybe conflict, and be able to look at various bilateral maybe relations that will be at stake if we were to take any sides in this particular matter. So to me, I believe we should focus more on bettering Africa. We cannot be bothered or maybe so much pain by whatever is happening between Russia and Ukraine, whereas Africa actually needs much assistance in so many sectors, and we are still not yet there. So we cannot be actually be problem solvers of whatever is happening in that particular region. But nonetheless, we can just maybe in solidarity hope that we're going to be having peace and stability, and both sides can be able to solve their conflicts quite amicably, Miriam.
Okay, so Doc, you were ending the show.
I was actually ending the show by saying, I've been saying this for a long time. Let's be united. A united country is better than a conflict country. A conflict country produces more death, more poverty. A united country produces more development. What Raila Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, sorry for that clip, that tag, I don't know, I hate the guy so much that every time again I want to speak about him. I'm sorry. What Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is saying and William Ruto, sorry, are different. William Ruto is talking of something different. Uhuru Kenyatta talks of something different. I would ask William Ruto to step aside and go home, arrange his party on 26th of this month, not to have a title of His Excellency the Deputy President, but to have a title of the President of the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, or Kwanza Kenya, and then oppose whatever the other group is saying, other than hiding under the umbrella. And I would also like to ask the President and the government to remove some of the qualities, because You are paying a ghost worker who turns around and brings his ghost in the east, in the west, in capitals of West London and Washington, telling you that you are very stupid, yet you are giving him money for even having several rooms hired in a hotel where he kept on moving from one room to the other. I wouldn't like to tell you what went on wrong. Oh my God, this is voila, something that we don't discuss on our national TV. But I'm telling you, Daniel, voila, it was very bad. So, thank you very much. We see you on Sunday. Miriam permitting us, we shall be together. And we look forward to this new marriage. By Sunday, we shall have Azimio presidential candidate. This is the time I've been waiting for Raila Amolo Odinga. Mzee, shika hiyo kitu. Unakumbuka Stockholm in 1991. Unakumbuka? Shika hiyo kitu. Kita, unakumbuka? Sawa. Mkutano. All the dead people, we honor you. Those who have died for the freedom of this country called Kenya. My Kenya comrades, we honor you. Thank you very much. We have reached, this is the place now. This type of democracy. Let's test it. Let's test it. Let's test it. Let's see how it will serve us. Serve everybody. Serve every Kenyan. Unite every Kenyan. Get a legacy. Keep Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy. This station, therefore, back to Miriam. I don't want to conclude. Miriam, you can conclude the show for us. We meet on Sunday, 2 p.m. East African Standard Time with Africa Showdown. Everything would have been barabara. Kaushe, kaushe.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you for watching.
I've spoken in Hindu. I've spoken in Hindu, Miriam. Yeah. Barabara, kaushe, kaushe.
Yeah. We thank our viewers for watching. We'll see you on Sunday, as Doctor has said there, 2 p.m. East African time, for the latest in news across Africa. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.